Over the years, how many people do we see getting drafted high in the NBA draft just because a player of a similar play style had been drafted low in a previous year and proved to be better than everyone thought they were? Some examples off the top of my head are Jimmer Fredette being drafted in the top 10 because Steph Curry had been so successful the previous year. Dragan Bender being drafted number 4 after Porzingis proving that he probably should have been the number 1 or the number 2 pick in the draft the year before. And also after Isaiah Thomas proving he could be a legitimate offensive player in the NBA. Year after year, teams were taking risks with late second round picks and small dynamic spark plug scorers in hopes that they could become Isaiah Thomas. In this video, I'm going to be talking about another one of them. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Bruno Caboclo, who a lot of people called him the Brazilian Kevin Durant. But the main reason that he ended up being drafted is because of the intrigue about him, and also because the year before was the year that Giannis antetokounmpo was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. And even in Giannis' rookie year, he showed a lot of promise. So before we get on to the video, I'd just like to say we are doing a daily December. We are uploading a video every single day, and this is the 6th day in a row. It's genuinely taken about 9 months for me to upload 6 videos before this, so this is a bit crazy. And we have just hit 66,000 subscribers. We're looking to hit 70,000 by the end of the year. So if you guys like basketball content, subscribe. We are not actually that far, and we may hit 70,000 by the end of the year, which would be crazy. So anyway, now let's get on to the video. So until the age of 13, Bruno Caboclo hadn't picked up a basketball. He played with a local club team in Brazil, and in January 2013, he actually came over to the Score Academy in North Carolina. At that stage, Caboclo wasn't really known for his basketball skills. But the reason why he was in America, the reason why a couple of NBA teams were looking at him, was because he was a 6'9" forward, and not only that, his wingspan was 7'7". So he had one of the longest wingspans in the NBA, even when he was 17 years old. Rather than playing in NCAA Division 1, and this definitely helped his draft stock, he decided to go and play professionally in Brazil. In the 13-14 season, he played in 17 games, only averaging 4.8 points and 3.1 rebounds per game, which in a league like the Brazilian League is not great, because this isn't like playing the Spanish League. This isn't like playing one of the top leagues in Europe. The Brazilian League is definitely a much lower standard than any of those leagues. However, looking back on it, he probably would have struggled playing in college, but a lot of NBA teams were looking at him. And with the 20th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors, who basically all the people that they were looking to pick were already taken. And the Raptors were extremely intrigued by Caboclo, and they didn't think he was going to be available with their second round pick, because obviously they weren't the only NBA team to be looking at him. In the 20th pick, in what a lot of people thought was one of the biggest shocks in draft history, the Toronto Raptors picked up Bruno Caboclo. After being selected, Fran Fraschilla said that he was 2 years away from being 2 years away. And right now in 2018, more than 4 years later, was he right? So Caboclo showed a lot of early promise. In his first NBA game in 12 minutes of action, he actually scored 8 points, got 1 rebound, and got 1 block in a big win. However, since then, his NBA career has really gone downhill. In his first year in Toronto, he played in only 8 games. Second year, only 6. Third year, he played 9 games. Last season, he played in 2 games to the Raptors before being traded to the Kings, where he played in 10 games. And through his career, he's only averaged 2.6 points per game in the NBA, while spending an awful lot of time in the NBA D-League or G-League, which it's known as now. This isn't a video where I'm just going to be talking about him being a draft bust, because, well, everyone knows that. But the more I watch him play, the more it's kind of just a really kind of strange scenario. So you guys are probably wondering why, until a couple of months ago when the Houston Rockets waived him, why he's been consistently on NBA rosters despite not being a productive player at all at the NBA level. And you might be thinking it's just because of his athleticism and his length and his potential, and to an extent, yeah, that's it. But obviously, if he didn't show any major signs of being a potential NBA player, skill-wise, teams would have gotten rid of him. But the crazy thing is that when he was with the Raptors, Dwayne Casey actually said that Caboclo was one of the best shooters on the team. He's also really mobile for someone that's that big and long. He's got a decent enough handle. He appears to be able to score the ball quite well. He gets a lot of blocks. He's very, very good with his hands, averaging over 2 blocks per game this year in the G League. And he's also a solid 3-point shooter, and he's shown to be a solid 3-point shooter. So you might be wondering why he hasn't made it in the NBA. And obviously, with the whole Markelle Fultz situation, and while a lot of people think that because the injury's been diagnosed, it means that all the rumors of it being mental are wrong, it's 100% something mental as well as something physical. Markelle Fultz looked like he forgot how to play basketball. And the thing is that the mental side of the game is equally as important as the physical side. And with Caboclo, it's noticeable he's just not ready yet. And considering it's been nearly 5 years since he's been drafted, it doesn't look like he's going to be ready at all. He's been playing professional basketball for 5 years, and if anything, his confidence and his basketball IQ seems to be going backwards. He seems to be getting actually worse at playing the game of basketball. So when you watch him play, especially when he's playing on an NBA team, he seems scared. He seems like he doesn't know what to do. He seems to be in the wrong position an awful lot, and while he has the skills that he should be a good NBA player, he doesn't have the intangibles. And by the looks of it, it looks like he's never going to get the intangibles, which is really unfortunate because from a purely athletic standpoint, he has the tools, the physical tools, as well as the skill tools, as in like the skills that you can teach, things like dribbling, shooting, a defensive potential. He has those type of tools to be an NBA superstar. However, he's got lower basketball IQ than anyone I think I've ever seen at an NBA level, and there's a lot of low IQ basketball players that have made a career in the NBA. Caboclo is just another level. And it's unfortunate that for this reason he probably will never be an NBA player, regardless of how much potential he appears to have, regardless of how long his arms are, how well he can shoot. He just, honestly, basketball IQ is just not good enough for the NBA. So anyway, that's the video. It's crazy that 99% of the time when you call someone the next blank and that blank is a superstar, they nearly always end up failing. And as much as I wish for Bruno that he could live up to his potential, like imagine if there was a Giannis type player with a jump shot, or a KD but even longer. That would be unbelievable for the NBA. But unfortunately, it's just not going to happen with Bruno Caboclo, and I think teams have kind of half started to give up on him. As soon as they realized he wasn't 2 years away from being 2 years away, and after those 4 years, he was still at least another 2 years away from being 2 years away, I think teams are now pretty much done with him in the NBA, especially after the Rockets waived him. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.